FICCI Cascade urges you to join us in making Anti-Smuggling Day a global movement. Together, we can create a world free from the shadows of smuggling, where justice prevails and prosperity thrives. In a world where illicit activities threaten our global economy, FICCI Cascade stands firm in its commitment to eradicate smuggling. FICCI Cascade earmarked 11th February as Anti-Smuggling Day in the year 2022. Anti-Smuggling Day represents a major step in the fight against the global menace of smuggling. Welcome to the third edition of Anti-Smuggling Day.
I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate FICCI Cascade for observing 11th of February as Anti-Smuggling Day. India has been the market of choice for perpetrators of this crime. As Indian economy continues to grow, and with Prime Minister's vision of FICCI Bharat, it is my belief that more aspirational society will come, and the people who are engaged in the illicit trade would get emboldened and begin to use this as one of the source of their revenue for many antisocial activities. As we are all aware that government is denied of resources and deprived nation of essential funds when illicit trade grows in the country. It is a global menace. It is not that India is immune to this. Every country is using different strategies to address illicit trade. We find that there are some successful models, but overall this menace continues to grow, and today 3% of global GDP is considered to be in the hands of illicit players. FICCI Cascade took lead in 2022 to launch Anti-Smuggling Day to raise awareness. It is very important that all the stakeholders who are engaged in legitimate business come together and address this growing menace. Otherwise, this will continue to disturb and create problems in the world. Smuggling has been seen from the prism of many things, and FICCI Cascade has commissioned many research reports to get to the bottom of this problem. In a report that was released a few years back, A Threat to National Interest, titled Illicit Market, concluded that over 16 lakh jobs are lost in India because we not only are not getting the rightful revenue, we are also exporting the entire value chain to the other countries when goods come through the smuggled route. Going forward, we need to arm our enforcement agencies so that they use the latest technological tools that are available, whether they are artificial intelligence, machine learning, or surveillance systems which are more based on sensors, so that the enforcement agencies are forewarned of the routes and the methods used by these perpetrators. It's a huge challenge for developing countries, because as the aspirational society grows, you will find that they will look for products which they want to buy, and many of them may be very expensive, and that is the gap that gets filled up by the smugglers. It is a well-known fact that smugglers are antisocial elements because they use these funds to, to work on their agenda of creating disturbances in the society. Many of the terror proceeds have been used through this source only. Several research reports have highlighted this aspect too. There is a need to strengthen laws across the globe, including in India, so that people who are engaged in this, they think before they do this crime. We also need to have fast-track courts to address this issue, so that if anybody is engaging in this, he knows that he cannot get away for too long and he will have to pay the price for his misdeeds. I want to make an appeal to United Nations on the occasion of Anti-Smuggling Day that they need to declare 11th of February as Anti-Smuggling Day across the globe, so that people come together, partner in this area, so that we can, over the years, defeat this invisible enemy and have a better society and have a better future for our children. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Enforcement agencies play a pivotal role in combating smuggling, acting as the frontline defenders of economic integrity and public safety. As a result of smuggling, 15.96 lakh jobs were lost in the year 2022-23. The Directorate of Revenue Intelligence (DRI) serves as India's leading anti-smuggling agency, working under the Ministry of Finance.
On behalf of Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, my compliments to FICCI CASCADE for organizing this Anti-Smuggling Day. This annual event, now third year in a row, has been a great initiative which gives us an occasion as well as a platform to discuss the growing menace of smuggling and counterfeiting. Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, being the apex intelligence and investigative wing of CBIC, remains closely connected to the anti-smuggling work on day-to-day basis. It therefore gives me immense pleasure in associating the DRI on this anti-smuggling day. As we all know, smuggling is one of the greatest risks being faced not only in our country but across the globe. The harmful impacts of smuggling are well known, which range from impacting the economy of the country, the revenues of the government, and its connection to the organized crime. The concealment methods used by smugglers, the novel modus operandi adopted by them, their multi-layered cross-border operations, all of this pose a great challenge to the enforcement agencies. In DRI, we are aware of these ever-growing challenges and over the years have made significant impact by detecting and dismantling the complex smuggling syndicates. With regular seizures of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, DRI's contribution in fight against the drug trafficking has been tremendous, consistent and remarkable. Besides seizure of drugs like heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine and ganja, there has been consistent efforts in dismantling the illicit manufacturing units across the country. DRI, with its precise intelligence and deep investigations, has also made inroads into breaking the gold smuggling network and has not only apprehended the carriers of the gold at the airports but has also targeted towards dismantling the critical layers of the gold smuggling chain by catching the transporters, by catching the recipients, financiers, collaborators, as well as the melting units. DRI has further kept a close watch on the smuggling of various other items like red sanders, cigarettes, fake currency, foreign currency, wildlife products, areca nuts, and so on. These seizures are the result of the fine teamwork of the DRI officers, but also supported by the excellent cooperation and inter-agency coordination of our partner law enforcement agencies in the country. Smuggling, as we all know, is a cross-border crime, and therefore international cooperation is one element which is very important in combating such crimes. Towards this aim, DRI engages and participates in various global enforcement operations which covers themes ranging from drugs, arms, wildlife, environment, money laundering, and terror financing. Regular sharing of actionable intelligence with our overseas partners has resulted in very large number of cases, and there has been seizures of contrabands by the customs authorities in Myanmar, Bangladesh, Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. The dynamic nature of the threat from smuggling makes it imperative for all of us to join hands and contribute our bit towards combating of smuggling activities. This lead taken by FICCI CASCADE is therefore a welcome step in this direction. I am sure this initiative will go a long way in raising awareness and highlighting the problems of smuggling and counterfeiting. With these words, I once again extend my compliments to FICCI CASCADE for this initiative. Thank you.
The World Customs Organization plays an important role in promoting international customs cooperation and addressing new challenges for customs and trade.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure and honor for me to address the distinguished audience gathered on the FICCI's Cascade annual flagship Anti-Smuggling Day. On behalf of the World Customs Organization, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the FICCI chairman for taking this initiative and inviting the WCO to address the global concern of illicit trade. It is a renewed pleasure for the WCO to support India's initiative on the Big Cat Alliance and last year's CBIC Global Conference on Cooperation on Enforcement Matters and your annual conference and various initiatives against smuggling and illicit trade, including your long-standing contribution as India's National Issuing and Guaranteeing Association for ATA Carnet. As you all know, established in Brussels, Belgium in 1952 as an intergovernmental organization specialized in customs matters, the WCO is the global leader of 185 member customs administrations handling 98% of the international trade. Given the crucial role of customs at borders, the WCO's vision, Borders Divide, Customs Connects, resonates across all communities. While facilitating legitimate trade by ensuring better connectivity is an important task for customs, criminal organizations exploit divisions at borders by engaging in illicit trade and attempt to make a huge profit illegally. Illicit trade continues to pose a significant threat to global security, economic stability, and well-being of our societies. From counterfeit goods and drug smuggling to the trafficking of wildlife and cultural artifacts, these criminal activities undermine legitimate economies, fuel organized crime syndicates, and compromise the health and safety of individuals around the globe. Let us continue our collective efforts to uphold the integrity of trade and build a future where legality, fairness, transparency, and common good prevail. I am confident that together we can find innovative solutions to achieve this common objective. Thank you for your kind attention.
Smuggling represents as a major source of funding for terrorist organizations, facilitating their expansion and operations, thereby posing a significant risk to global safety and security.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. I am Marco Teixeira, I am the regional representative of UNODC, and for me it's a great pleasure and honor to celebrate and mark this day, an anti-smuggling day. Thanks to FICCI CASCADE for convening us today and the joint partnership that we have. This forum provides, in our opinion, a crucial platform for fostering dialogue and collaboration and our collective efforts to address and combat the menace of smuggling. The consequences of illicit trafficking and smuggling of goods are diverse, and they go beyond criminal activities. They have impact in economies and undermine the social construct. Today, I would like to shed light on how smuggling impacts our economies, our public security, our livelihoods, health, and I would say the overall rule of law. Consider that serious transnational crime are taking advantage of smuggling activities. Firstly, let us consider that the economical impact of smuggling deprives governments of legitimate tax revenues that can be invested in social welfare and growth. By also another angle, it distorts market values and obviously affects unfair competition and obviously the business models of different sectors. The economical repercussions of smuggling resonates across sectors, affecting livelihoods of millions. Secondly, I want to highlight that the public security implications of smuggling also affects in a dimension that should not be underestimated. It obviously, and smuggling of drugs, weapons, and often counterfeit medicine have an impact on social and obviously instability of different countries in the world.
Enforcement agencies have done remarkable work in addressing the menace of illicit trade. Their systematic approach and alertness have led to the seizure of a large number of illegal goods.
There is a constant battle which is going on between the enforcement agencies and the smugglers, because as I said, they not only impact the economy but also the health, and with the kind of illicit money flow which they generate, they can also impact the normal capital investments, diverting what is required in priority areas to the undesirable areas. Therefore, I would appeal to all of you that please do participate in the activities of the Anti-Smuggling Day, which has been launched by the FICCI CASCADE in 2022, and this day is only as a reminder that not only the enforcement agencies but the citizens living in this country should be vigilant and exercise the vigil in using such smuggled goods, because it is in their interest not to use goods of such quality. Sometimes there is a smuggling of counterfeited goods, which again can have huge hazards for the society and the health, which they should detest from using, in spite of these being available at very cheap prices in the markets. With that, let me conclude with once again the greetings that please every one of us should be active and should continue to remain active throughout the year so as to fight back this scourge which is not only restricted to our country but has a global spread. Thank you very much.
The trafficking of smuggled goods adversely impacts government revenues by resulting in losses of taxes and customs duties.
February 11th is observed by FICCI CASCADE as the Anti-Smuggling Day. The idea is to generate awareness amongst the public at large and also with the governmental enforcement agencies. The impact of smuggling on the economy has been well brought out by FICCI CASCADE in its numerous studies. There is loss of employment, there is loss of revenue, there is money which is generated which is outside the tax net and which can be used for nefarious criminal purposes. The consumer needs to be made aware of the fact that buying smuggled goods is bad, not just for him, because he may end up buying goods which are substandard and not backed by any guarantee, and also bad for the economy. If the consumer stops purchasing such smuggled goods, then the demand will decrease, which will result in the supply of such smuggled goods also coming down. All enforcement agencies also need to work together. And what the Anti-Smuggling Day does is to ensure of bringing all these enforcement agencies on one platform so that everybody's concerns are met and we identify the common enemy and ensure that we eradicate and stop smuggling.
This program started about 2 years back in view of the serious adverse effects on smuggling, on several things in the country. Smuggling, as we know, results in lot of loss of employment for the people of the country, because the smuggled goods are made not in India but in foreign countries. Because of these factors, it was thought that besides the campaign which the Cascade is running in respect of different types of illicit trade, there should be separate emphasis on anti-smuggling work, and as such the decision was taken and we started doing it. I am of the firm opinion that there should be this same type of campaign not only in India but in other parts of the world also, because this problem is a global problem. Many countries suffer because of this, and because of that Cascade also has on its agenda that we will make efforts that this Anti-Smuggling Day is observed not only in India but we are able to take it outside India. We will take it up with the United Nations also, so that other countries also give importance to this campaign which it deserves.
Recently we have been observing that the Houthi groups are attacking various ships carrying oil and other items to different countries. We also request United Nations to consider observing this day as Anti-Smuggling Day globally, to create awareness among all the nations so that a coordinated effort is made globally to eradicate this problem of smuggling.
Hello friends, I feel honored to be participating in this important event and the occasion of Anti-Smuggling Day, which is observed every year on 11th of February. This day serves as a reminder of our collective responsibility to combat the illicit activities that undermine the safety and prosperity of our community. Anti-Smuggling Day was launched in 2022, underscoring our shared commitment to building a robust international campaign against smuggling. As per estimates available, this illicit activity drains out 3% of the world's economy, resulting in a loss of $2 trillion. Smuggling in all its forms poses a severe threat to the integrity of our nation. It undermines the rule of law, disrupts economic stability, and jeopardizes safety and well-being of our citizens.
Energizing the role of youth in making India free from smuggling and counterfeiting through our digital art competition.
India is set to be third largest economy by 2027. Indian per capita income is set to grow by 30 to 40% in the next 5 years. With this kind of growth, India is likely to be the largest consumer market in the world. This will create opportunities and challenges. The challenge that we will have is the growth of illicit trade, and therefore there is a need for collective participation to fight this growing menace. Let's all come together and fight this on the third Anti-Smuggling Day. Take a vow that we will eliminate this growing menace of illicit trade from our country. Jai Hind.